So after winning the DV lottery and receiving the official notification from the US Department of State and everything, then you will need to secure a host in the United States of America. Now, a host is basically someone who's going to receive you, someone who's going to say, oh, you know what? Yes, I know that person, and she or he is going to be living with me for this and this particular time. Yeah, so that is what we're going to be talking about in this video. Yeah, if you're seeing my face for the first time or you're watching these videos for the first time, my name is Rachel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am an immigrant from Uganda. I traveled to the United States in August 2022. And on the channel, I share my different experiences. I share the things that I see around me, the things that I live, basically my experience, the things that I go through. Now, very many people have been selected for the DV lottery, and very many people share about it. So when I share whatever it is that I share from my experience. I want us to appreciate the fact that different people have different experiences. And when you come here and you feel like, that is not how things are done, that is my experience, you can feel free to share your opinion in the comment section. If you have any questions, you can go right ahead and ask them in the comment section. I share, like I said, from my experience, but I was selected in 2021, so things might have changed, right? So I put all that in consideration, and if I don't have the right answers to the questions, or if I cannot relate, then I do some bit of research to make sure I am providing you with accurate information. Yeah, so I hope you love this video. At the end of it all, if I give you a reason to subscribe, please go right ahead and subscribe, leave a thumbs up for the video. Let's get right into this video. Yeah, so after you've been selected, of course, at a certain point you will have to move to the USA. So you're going to have to find a friend, an acquaintance, family member, relative who is living in the United States and is a lawful citizen. Yeah, because we're going to agree to disagree that the people who live in the United States unlawfully, or I should say, you know what I mean. Yeah, so it is okay for you to have a relative who is living in here unlawfully or whatever, but for someone to host you, they have to prove that they are lawful citizens of the country. This person could either be a permanent green card holder or a citizen. You get what I mean? So this person should be able to prove that they are a good citizen. They have to show that they are living in this country legally. That is one of the requirements. Yeah, so it has to be someone that you probably know, could be a friend, could be family, could be an acquaintance. And the one other thing that we need to remember or put in mind before we do this is that this person has to have a particular income. Yeah, a person has to have lived in this country for at least 5 or more years. So unfortunately, I cannot host you. Yeah, I've had people asking, oh, can you host me? Can you do that? I cannot host you because I am not, how should I say, I'm not in the financial bracket that can actually host someone. They consider you financially stable after you've lived here for like 5 years, you've accumulated, you've filed for taxes, and it is visible, right? Because at the end of the day, they're going to ask for all these things. So yeah, that person has to be maybe a friend or a family member, a relative, and they have to be living in the United States legally, like lawfully, for them to be able to host you. Yeah. So another way you can find a sponsor is you're going to discuss sponsorship. Now, of course, there are different people in the world. Yeah, you could know someone or even check the internet. If you can trust this person, you reach out to them, discuss sponsorship with them. You're like, hey, you know what, I'm moving to the state. Explain your situation. I am moving to the States. I do not know anyone. I don't have family. I don't have friends, but all I need is for you to host me for maybe a year. Not a year. A year is too long. I don't think anyone can sustain you for a year. maybe for like the first 3 months as I put myself together, you know, get a job and move on. Yeah, you reach out to this person, explain your situation, tell them you're seeking for refuge basically, because all they need to do is communicate to the embassy, hey, you know what, I know this person and they're going to be living with me. This is my financial, you know, statement, my bank statement, these are my tax returns, and that's it. Yeah, the person that hosts you does not have to be your family member. They don't have to be your friend. You just have to be sure this person can be trusted. You can trust this person. They are willing to host you. Yeah, because like me, very many people do not have very many relatives in the United States. I mean, I had a relative who hosted me, but I did not know about this relative until this moment. So I'm actually those people who I could say I am my family. I am, how is it called? How do I say it? I am that family member who my people have abroad. I don't know if you get what I mean. Yeah, so there could be another person like that. So you just reach out, go to the internet, Google, search for those people. And by the way, people are kind. One thing about these people here, yes, as much as the people who have issues are shrewd, shady and all those things, they are also kind people. My auntie told me, Rachel, always ask. The worst someone can say is no, and if they say no, don't take things personally, move on to the next person. Yeah, so all you need to do is ask, explain your situation, because at this point, honestly, you are desperate. Because if you do not have a host, you're not going to leave your country. These guys don't want people who are going to come and be burdens. Yeah, you can't come to this country and be a burden in this country. They will not allow that. So reach out to someone who you feel you can trust. You don't even have to trust them, because once you get here, you can decide to move on and be like, you know what, let me just go and hustle my life out. Because best believe, in this country, you will survive. I am telling you, you will survive. Yes, then another thing you're going to need is an affidavit of support. Now, once you found a host, they need to get an affidavit of support. It's an I-134. In my situation, okay, when they sign this affidavit, when they fill it, they're basically showing their commitment that they will support you financially for your initial stages of stay in the United States. Because yeah, at the end of the day, someone is hosting you, but you can't live with them forever. You do not want to become a burden for them. So at some point, you definitely have to move out of their house and move on with your life, right? So what this affidavit of support is simply showing that, okay, yeah, I am committing to hosting this person for this period of time, or when they come here, I'm going to be entirely responsible. So in my situation, the person who hosted me did not fill an affidavit, but they wrote like a recommendation letter, because of course it can be a lot, right? Because they're asking you to find your tax returns at say this and that and that, so it's a bit a lot. Then affidavit, so it just gets too much. Yeah, so mine wrote a recommendation letter, and that's what I used. So again, my experience, I do not know from which country you're from. They could be rigid and ask for an affidavit. So if you're communicating to your host, please tell them to get an affidavit of support. But for me, in my situation, all I had was a recommendation letter, and that served the purpose. Then you have to gather all the documents that you need. Yeah, because they'll ask for like tax returns. Like I mentioned, for you to be a good citizen, you have to be paying your taxes. Now in the States, at the end of the year, every end of year, you file your taxes. Yeah, now depending on what job that you do, you get tax returns. Tax returns is basically money you get. It's when you pay your taxes, it's as though you're saving. Yeah, so when you pay when you file for your taxes at the end of the year, you get tax returns. This is basically money that you have been saving. It's like as though you're saving with the government, but then you have documentation to show. So you're going to need to show this your sponsor or your host is going to have to show their tax. Okay, they need to show that they filed their taxes and all that. Then you need the affidavit of support. Then you need their identification. Now, it depends on what the consulate or the embassy has asked for. That is why I'll go back to saying you need to read the instructions and know exactly what they're asking of you, so that when you get there, you're not being disorganized. Oh my God, I do not have this. Oh my God, I don't have that. All you need is scanned copies because of their IDs. Then of course the copies of their affidavits. They'll just, I mean, the those tax documents, they'll just send you the copies, and then you just print those out and then show up. Now in my situation, like I said, I share from my experience. In my situation, I had all the tax documents and the recommendation letter, but I did not get the ID of my host, right? Of course, the address, there was an address and everything. What they do is they actually reach out to this person and ask them, hey, do you know this person? Are you going to host them? You get what I mean? So you need to be doing things right. So my host forgot to provide an ID. Yeah, so I get there, I get to the interview teller or box or whatever, and they're asking me for the ID, and I do not have the ID. I did not have the ID of my host, but because, like I said, they communicate and they know all these things, they've probably reached out to this person, so they're like, oh, okay. So they waived it, right? But you do not want to be in my position because it can be stressing. It can be really hectic, yeah? So when you go to do your interview, you need to carry all these things, because when you get there, they're going to ask for these things. And you do not, let me tell you, you do not want anything that is going to delay your process, yeah? From the very beginning, I have been saying, please have your documentation together, like have everything together, because trust me, these guys will not proceed if you do not have what they need. You get what I mean? Yeah. So when you go to do your interview from whatever country you're from, have everything documents with you, all of them. Carry them with you, because when you get there, they'll ask you one by one. Your academic documents, provide. Your passport, provide. These host documents, provide. You do not want to be in a place where you're thinking, oh my God, I do not have this, oh, I don't have that. No, just put yourself together, put everything together, and just be ready to provide whatever it is that they ask. Then you need to coordinate with your sponsor or your host. You have to be in constant communication with your host. Now, one thing about the travel from the African countries to the United States, the journey is long. So hey, you need to carry a power bank. I'll do a video of what you need to carry as you travel, but you need to have a power bank because you're going to be frustrated. You're going to reach these countries, and first of all, your charger is not going to fit in those sockets. Yeah, because that is a whole other story. Yeah, so have a power bank on you, or reserve your battery if you can. Reserve your battery if your battery is dead, because by the time I reached the United States of America, at the airport where my host was supposed to pick me up, best believe I had 1%. Why do you have 1% when you know you do not know where you're going? Yeah. So please have a good phone fully charged, or have a power bank to help you keep your battery full or charged the whole time. Yes, I was saying you need to coordinate with your sponsor for them to pick you up, because you get to that airport depending on the time of the year when you travel. If you travel in the summer, then that's okay, but if you travel in the winter, then it's going to be super cold. It's going to be very cold, so you don't want to be out there wondering, oh, where is it? And it's frustrating, because these airports are huge and you do not know where to go, so you need someone to be there waiting for you to help you navigate. Otherwise it can be really, really, really frustrating. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. This is as far as we're going to go. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. If you have any comments, if you have any opinions, leave them in the comment section. If you want me to make a video about something, also leave that in the comment section. I will see you in our next video. Stay safe and take care. Bye bye.